Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
In this week's Get Out, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm shows us a different way to get up Flat Top.
This week's Get Out segment, we parked here on Canyon Road and went up the backside of Flat Top of the Alaska Outdoors, and we'll show you how the backside is a little bit different from the front. So we have the front side of Flat Top that has a little bit more of the scramble. Is this kind of a trail that would be easier for others?
It definitely is. I mean, we have all these switchbacks. There is no scramble at the end. On this side, we haven't had anyone who said, I don't want to go to the top.
Okay.
This is a place that the whole side of this mountain used to be just a mix of a whole bunch of different trails. And so they put this new one in a few years ago. It made it way more accessible to other hikers who wouldn't have come up when the trail just went straight up.
Yeah.
So we try to encourage people just to stay on the trail and stop the erosion of the land.
I was just wondering, why did you guys choose to go on this side of Flat Top instead of the other side?
Fewer people.
Fewer people?
Well, I like to go up this side because I like how the trail is maintained and more gradual going up. Like, I wouldn't take her on my back up the other side because the rocks it's too dangerous to do that with her, at least in my opinion, so.
Sammy.
Oh, we forgot about the dog.
Sammy gonna come. Don't worry. There he is.
Hi, honey.
Bad dog. That's the reason no one loves you. Oh.
Tell me you'll wait for me until my dying day.
Another thing for dogs, there's no water on this trail. Bring your water, especially when it's hot.
We are almost to the Flat Top Peak.
Okay.
Let's go to see the flag.
And there's Anchorage.
Tell me you'll wait when time stands still.
I come up here about 150 times a year. It is our flag, and we maintain it on a regular basis. I put it up July 3rd, and 2 weeks, and it's completely frayed already. The wind just eats them up, so
Yeah.
I buy them by the dozen and change them out as needed.
So what do you love about Flat Top so much since you're up here a lot?
It's my backyard. It's 15 minutes from home, and it's convenient. I got 2 artificial knees, so I can't run anymore. So basically, I hike and don't have to walk downhill. I'm actually going to paraglide down.
Oh, awesome. How long have you been paragliding?
32 years. I spent a career with the Navy SEALs, so it's just sort of an extension of the adventure. I hike up for exercise, and I fly down for transportation.
Have a good trip.
Until my dying days, honey. Tell me you'll wait when time stands still.
For more information about this hike, you can go to ktva.com. Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
Round trip, this hike is nearly 3.5 miles.
If that isn't enough to get you to go to Flat Top, I don't know what it is. You go up there, Cassie's up there, and we don't plan these things. We just go up and whoever's there. We got the dog there, you've got a Navy SEAL who has 2 artificial knees, who goes up and
Replacing
checks
the American
the flags.
flag,
I mean,
paraglides down.
there you go, folks.
Another day.
That's as cool as it gets.
It is.
6:23 right now. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
Yeah, this week's Get Out, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us on a hike at Arctic Valley. Hey, good morning, Cassie.
Good morning. So this week's hike, the Outdoor Alaskas group and I drove out to Arctic Valley to hike the Rendezvous Peak Trail to the summit, which stands more than 4,000 feet tall. Take a look. Okay, perfect. So we're going on this big loop.
Yeah, right.
Okay, cool. How long of a hike is this?
About 4 miles.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
So what do you guys like about this trail so much?
I like the Arctic Valley trails because I can enjoy winters. You have a ski area. You know, the falls, blueberries, cranberries too. Summers, you have a hiking.
For the trail condition, this is pretty good trail conditions,
This
right?
is a pretty good conditions, but especially in the spring, this is always muddy. I would wait until late of June, July, like this time. That's a missile site.
Oh, okay.
That's a radar, and then that's a missile silos.
I can't believe this was a military ski base.
Yes,
You want to stay away from the areas that say do not
Do
go
not
through.
enter.
Okay.
Correct.
Good. We'll stay away from those. Oh, wow. This is beautiful.
This is the South Fork Eagle River. And then you see the two lakes over there? Mm-hmm. Left side is Eagle Lake, is a glacier fed. Right side is Symphony Lake, not glacier lake, so it's clear.
So it's different colors.
You see the two tones colors.
Do you ever get tired of views like this?
Nope.
Wasn't hard getting up here.
No.
Now, I'll tell you how I feel once we're going up further and down, but
If you are not up to the peak, I would say just go to the ridge and then come back. Let's go to the peak.
we finally made it. So this is Rendezvous Peak.
Yes. Coming up here is a great view. I would highly recommend it.
Gonna add my rock to the collection. A good amount of rocks. Along the way, we were seeing all these flowers, and you were even pointing out, oh, I know this blue one. I'm gonna look it up when I come home. Do you do that a lot on this trail?
Yeah, I actually have a couple books at home from this trail where I would just come different times and try to get as many different species of these dwarf flowers as I could. It's amazing. They just come in spurts. That's why I always enjoyed this place.
So guys, I really enjoyed this trail. The views were amazing. I think that was the most mountain valleys that I've seen, different mountain ranges in the valleys of all the hikes I've done so far. And a cool thing about this trail is it's very open. So if you see bears, we saw bears on the first initial climb up. You can see them and stay out of their way.
You know, you can see them from a distance.
Yeah, so you can enjoy nature, but stay clear. But make sure you're following those signs because it is government area. There are some signs that say do not go past.
Okay.
So.
Open is good. I love open.
Yeah, it is, because even the views, too, like you mentioned, are so
and
beautiful.
you can see Denali, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, the clear skies this week, we've been so lucky.
Very fortunate.
Best week of hiking so far.
Nice.
All right. Now you know for this weekend. She's been on lots of other hikes, too. Go to ktva.com to see more and maybe find one that's right for you this weekend. All right.
48 degrees this morning. Get out and getting to know Alaska. This morning, we explore a popular trail with a new perspective.
Yeah, in this week's Get Out segment, KTVA 11 reporter Cassie Schirm takes us to one of the most climbed peaks in Anchorage's backyard. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning, guys. So you guys may have hiked a flat top before, but since I'm new to Alaska, I wanted to get to know the trail for myself for my first time and learn why so many people enjoy this hike. This week, I joined hiker Pam Hamazaki, and we trekked through the fresh snow to make it to the very top of the mountain. So how many times have you hiked flat top?
Probably 20 or 30 times.
And I know during the summer it gets pretty packed.
Correct. And so I like to come kind of off season in the spring or late fall.
When you're out on the trail like this, do you guys usually see a lot of wildlife?
In this area, especially in the fall, we see a lot of bull moose that gather in this area. I haven't seen a lot on Flat Top itself.
So people who are wanting to be on this hike, what do you think they should know before they go?
Check the weather, good shoes. If it's winter like this, always have a waterproof hiking boot and bring some kind of gripper. They will hold you on the snow, especially on some of these skinny side trails.
What would be the weather conditions that you would say maybe not try this trail or try to go up here?
If you were new to the area and you couldn't see the trail ahead of you because it's been snowed on, or if you see clouds coming in, just because you may get up to the top and a cloud could come in, then you can't see. We've made it to the stairs.
Wow. I think it's these stairs that kick my butt.
These stairs will test your thighs.
Oh, I hate these steps.
My calves start screaming at me.
Whew, my legs.
Need a break?
I'll take a breather for a second. Whew.
The flag, that's our goal. In the summer, we call it the scramble. Now we just say, snow trail? Especially right now, watch for ice under the snow. Even with cleats, it's easy to slip. On this, as it gets steeper, just make sure you have a really good set for your foot before you push off. Definitely a stair stepper workout.
Seriously.
Woo. Getting close.
We're so close. Oh my gosh.
Are you ready to make the top?
I am ready. Oh, we made it. Wow.
Oh, there's the guy taking off. We got a jumper.
Pam, we really appreciate you doing this with us.
No problem. Service to the community.
Now, what you need to know before you go on a hike to Flat Top Trail, be prepared for the weather to change, especially at the higher elevations. Bring water to stay hydrated. All ages can hike this hike to the saddle. The scramble part's a little bit more difficult. You need to stick to the marked trails or it could get dangerous, and bring a cell phone because there is cell service along the trail. Now, this hike, I learned the first half of that 1.7-mile trail is fairly easy, but once you get to that saddle, it becomes moderate to difficult as the scramble up the rocks. You have to worry about rocks falling down or slipping on some of that ice.
All right, so you have a bucket list item checked off to becoming more Alaskan.
I am so excited. It's been really exciting to kind of get to try these different trails, and I'm always open to new ideas on which trails and hikes that we should go to, because being new to Alaska, there's all these things to discover.
For sure. I'm shocked that there was that much snow up there, but I just asked Melissa, and she said that it's raining pretty heavy up there right now, so expect muddy and perhaps icy conditions this weekend.
And you can still wear those grippers out in the mud. It actually does help kind of stick to it. But also the poles. The poles are pretty good for muddy conditions.
Those hiking poles.
Okay. I'm going to wait until I don't need either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that the best time is to do it when it's not muddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
maybe wait a couple weeks.
A great hike, yeah.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thanks.
Getting out and getting to know Alaska. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
For this week's Get Out segment, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us to a hike in Hatcher Pass with a unique way down. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning. So this hike, it was a little bit different than the ones I've done in the past. Now we hiked up Fishhook Trail, which leads to Marmot Mountain. And instead of taking the trail down, we took a quick way with a leap of faith and some equipment. Take a look.
So we're going to go up Marmot right here to this one right here, 3,400 feet at the top. And we're going to launch about 3,300.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. I have to tell you, I've been looking forward to this.
Good. In terms of aviation, it's the safest thing you can do.
And how many years have you been doing this?
7.
Awesome.
If I stand on top of a building or something, I get vertigo. I get scared, you know? But when I have a paraglider above me, I am not scared at all.
Well, and you can do this for all year round.
Yeah, so this time of year, it's really nice because we actually get to stay up, fly in thermals, and with the thermal, it goes up, it's air rising. So as paragliders, we fly in that. In the wintertime, we'll go straight down. So a lot of us convert to paramotoring. We do it with a motor on our back.
Oh, wow.
Can actually go really big places.
And is this one of your favorite spots to go?
This is absolutely one of my favorite places to fly. You get up above these mountains and you can see everything, it's incredible.
So there's a lot of prep work when it comes to setting this up?
Yeah, so there's a ton of prep work, especially at tandem. Setting this up is like the most crucial part. I'm gonna pull it up a tiny bit, make sure everything was right. All right, so what's gonna happen, I'm gonna go, take a couple steps forward, go ahead, take a couple steps forward, it's gonna go boom, it's gonna yank us, run, 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 go. All right, stop, perfect. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna go through that whole process, ready? Run, run, run.
Run,
run, run, run.
I'm running, I can't.
I know, don't worry, don't worry. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Okay, we're gonna run, here we go. There we go. All right, we're flying.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome! How would you explain the feeling that this gives you to someone that's never done something like this?
So, to me, this is like, honestly, truly like a bird, you know? You're in the elements, we're feeling the air, we're really flying. We're using nature to go up. It's an incredible feeling.
This is amazing.
Feel the turbulence?
Yeah.
So now we're going up, see?
Oh, awesome!
So that's like the beginning of a thermal right there. Okay. If it heats up enough, we'll be able to really ride that the whole way up this ridge. And that's nature, you know? And when it really works, oh man, you go really fast.
I'm just awestruck right now. And these views just are...
Yeah, look at down the whole valley. I mean, there's a lot of sinking air there.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to go push out towards landing now because we get sunk out a little bit there.
It's such a weird feeling. Of like, you can tell you're going down, but you're really not going down that fast.
Yeah, start off running.
Okay.
When we get down there.
I'm ready.
No, we're good. Nope, you're good, don't worry. Okay, turn to the left, walk to the left, walk to the left, and we're done.
Cool, awesome.
All right, sweet.
Thank you so much.
That was really fun.
For anyone at home that's wanting to learn this or just even try it out for, just why not, you can go to ktva.com and we have a few places that offer tours and classes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I know. And okay, so I have to explain. So you hear me, I'm running, I can't run. Well, his legs were a lot longer than mine, and he said, no matter what, keep on running. And I'm trying to run, but my feet can't touch the ground. So
you were doing the running man.
I was doing the running man in the air. So it was really an awesome experience. Definitely a bird's eye view.
Would you do it again?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will say, though, 20 pounds on your back, so you got to be prepared for that. I'm feeling a little out of shape for that.
Build up the endurance.
I got some muscle, but yeah, it was awesome.
Thank you,
Great
Cassie.
reward at the end.
Yeah, no kidding. 9:28. Welcome back to Daybreak. Getting out and getting to know Alaska. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out. And for this week's segment, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm trades in her hiking shoes for some cowboy boots to hit the trails. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning. So I went back to my Texas roots for a little bit and went on the trails on horseback with Alaska Horse Adventures to see the Knik River and Glacier. Take a look.
Okay, how does this feel?
This feels great,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, you're sweet.
Nika's a favorite with a lot of our riders.
Hi. So what is it about riding that you enjoy so much?
I grew up with it, so it's kind of what I did. But I have discovered that the biggest reason why riding is therapy for people is because you're in a relationship with the horse.
Yeah.
And you have rhythm. Rhythm is something that we all thrive on quite a bit.
And I'm guessing you've had people from all over come and
Yes.
do the tours.
We have a lot of local people ride here with us, and we have a very large number of riders from Texas. And we have a lot of Texans that ride here for the first time in their life, and some of them are in their 40s. I'm like, so why did you pick Alaska to ride a horse? And they're like, well, we've always wanted to, and we thought this was a great spot.
Why
And I'm
not?
like, great.
Oh, wow, this is gorgeous.
This is one of our prettiest spots for sure.
Yeah,
I love it when this mist is coming off the water like this.
I do too.
It's really pretty.
Do you ever get tired of seeing a view like this?
No, I don't. We chose to do it here because of the variety in the ride. We go through the woods, we go through the water, we ride on the beach and the sand dunes in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Get a lot of variety out of a ride. You know, there's a really gorgeous spot. Let's ride right up here. Somebody booked a ride, and then in the comments it said wedding, so we were like, okay, whatever. And yeah, he sent me pictures. They got married right up there.
Oh, wow.
Funnest things I do is taking people that are really fearful. Like we've had a few kids that are extremely scared. And then by the end of the ride, they're like, hey, I like this. Like, this is good. I always encourage the local people, though, to come in the spring and the fall. Spring is our prettiest time, fall is our prettiest time, and a less busy time. That is the Knik Glacier.
Yeah, you can see it clear as day today. Did you always know that you wanted to do a tour like this?
I actually shoed horses for a living. I shoed for outfits in the state that did this. And so I decided to kind of retire from horseshoeing to do this.
So for people that are going on your tour, what's one thing you hope they take away from this?
A good horse experience. All of our horses are a little more higher energy than your average trail horse. Because I find that if our horses are slow, it doesn't provide as exciting or as nice of a ride as a horse that's full of life and lots of energy, and it turns out to be a little funner ride for them in the end if there's a little bit more involved.
Well, I think there's nothing like a bond between a horse and a person, too.
It's something that's been from the beginning of time. Kids are more attracted to a horse book than they are to anything else. It's something that's kind of built into mankind, and if the scenery's good, the company's good, I suppose you can't go wrong.
Now, if you do want to go horseback riding and you live here in Anchorage, they do it all year round, so you can even go in the winter, fall, anytime of the year.
And they do the sleigh ride in the winter?
Yeah, so if you aren't into like jumping on a horse, sometimes it's just not for people, they have a sleigh ride.
During the wintertime.
Yeah.
Not every day you get to horseback ride next to a glacier.
Oh, yeah, and we have the baby pony, 2-month-old Ginger, and that was her first little trail ride. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah, it looked like a postcard.
Yeah,
on some of those
basically you have
shots.
the fog moving across the river, and yeah, it was nice to jump back on a horse. It's been a couple years.
Get back to your Texan roots.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome back. Whether you are new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
In this week's Get Out segment, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm goes to the Eagle River Nature Center to learn about some trails just about anyone can explore.
This week we went to the Eagle River Nature Center where we met up with Colin Tyler on one of his nature hikes to learn more about the area here as well as the center. Take a look. So how long have you been working here?
Almost 4 years.
Okay.
I live and work here.
Oh, awesome.
I live upstairs in the center. 1:30 every day, every afternoon. We lead a group around this track, the road.
And anyone can join?
Anyone can join. There's no cost. Parking fee if you're not a member. We point out a lot of the trees, like this right here we call the grandma tree, this cottonwood tree.
Okay.
It's over 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
There are a lot of old cottonwoods out in this valley. Helps support a healthy owl population. We have great horn, are the most common. We also have northern hawk owls, boreal owls, and saw-whet owls, the really little ones.
Wow.
We do have a lot of moose out here and a lot of bears. A lot of coyotes out here in the valley. We do see river otters. Lynx are very common right now because we have so many snowshoe hares. I showed you the grandma tree. I'll show you the grandpa tree.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The hollow tree, as it's more commonly called. And this tree is still alive. One thing I've seen these last couple of years is black bears eating the cottonwood seeds. They'll go 50, 60 feet up in the tree, break off a branch and strip the seeds. They'll love those seeds. Here's the big view.
Oh, wow.
Eagle Glacier itself is about 14 or 15 miles up the valley from here, the source of Eagle River. So this is the salmon viewing deck. On average, from 4,000 eggs, you end up with only 2 adult spawners that make it back to the spawning ground. Usually it's the first week of August when we start seeing them. Mostly reds and silvers. I have seen at least 1 or 2 kings. They're not as common, and some chums as well. I have seen a few trout out here. It's rare. And I've learned that, you know, this water is very clear. If you're here on the decks and you see the water start to get murky and cloudy, that means there's a bear upstream.
Oh.
So just wait and it'll probably show up.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you've gotten some pretty cool pictures here.
Wonderful photos. This is my favorite. Pretty much every day it came through. I knew its travel pattern. The grass was frosty and it paused and looked at me for a second.
As a guide, getting to show people some of this, that some people have never seen something like this before, how does that make you feel?
It's pretty exciting remembering the first time I saw a brown bear, you know, and knowing that's the feeling that they're having. Yeah, it's very exciting. We have people from all over the world that come to see where we live. You know, we're so fortunate to be here and be able to share that with them. It's wonderful.
And this is your backyard.
My backyard. It's a beautiful backyard.
For more information about the center and the trails it has to offer, you can go to ktva.com. Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
The Eagle River Nature Center has 3 main trails, and the center offers many programs for kids to learn about the trails and the nature surrounding them. So, yeah, it is a good one to bring the kids for.
Yeah,
I know you're a big fan.
I am. The yurts and the cabins that they have out there for rent, I recommend it. I've seen the best northern lights I've ever seen in Alaska out at the Nature Center at the yurts overnight.
Getting out and getting to know Alaska. Whether you are new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out. And in this week's segment, Cassie Schirm takes us to Seward with access to many glaciers in and around Resurrection Bay.
For this week's Get Out, we joined Liquid Adventures for a kayaking trip. Jumped on this boat right back here and headed off to Bear Glacier to see some icebergs and glaciers up close. Tell me a little bit about what we're doing today.
So today we are going to be kayaking in Bear Glacier Lagoon. This place is very special, especially where we're going today. This is very remote, very hard to access. Before we built these boats about 3 years ago, the only way to get into this area was helicopter.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be paddling around and checking out the ice. It's really, really beautiful.
Perfect.
Just the tip of the ice.
You want to have this nice box shape with your body. And then relax your arms slightly. We make sure that people wear dry suits head to toe. This water is very cold. It's colder than the ocean. It's a glacier, you know? So just go paddle up to them and wait for us, okay? Resurrection Bay is a fjord. So at one point, probably 10,000 years ago, that was a glacier that carved out that whole area. All in this lagoon is fresh water made from the glacier. You get a lot of wildlife, you get a lot of marine life. On the shore, you can see mountain goats, black bears, eagles, and then within the water, there are humpback whales, the famous orca, sea otters, Dall's porpoise, all kinds of good stuff. So these glaciers, like Bear Glacier, and Exit Glacier, and all of the glaciers in this national park, They were formed in around the 1800s. There was a mini ice age. When Resurrection Bay, when that used to be a glacier, that was in the last main ice age about 10,000 years ago. All of these are relatively new. All of these glaciers pushed out from the Harding ice field around 1800. And you can get a really good view of that if you go to Exit Glacier as you're driving into the park. If some of these bigger ones start to break up and roll, it can sound like a gunshot or like thunder. But don't be alarmed, just look at me. If I am calm, then we are okay. So we like to keep groups very small. As you can see today, we only had 6 people out here, and we do that for a reason, to keep it a very intimate experience.
You guys go to the other glacier as well, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we will go all over in the bay. We will go and do multi-day trips and pretty much cater to whatever people want to do. Yeah.
Why do you think people should get out and go explore Alaska?
Well, especially with kayaking, I think kayaking is the best way to get close to nature and not disturb it too much. And it's just a beautiful experience. It's not going to be around forever. It's so special because it's so remote and it takes a lot to get out here. And just the landscape and topography, everything's so dramatic. I mean, it's really Alaska. It's the last frontier.
For more information about kayaking here in Alaska, you can go to ktva.com. Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
Welcome back. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
In this week's Get Out segment, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm goes to Girdwood for a unique trail deep into the woods. Good morning, Cassie. One of my favorites.
Yes, it's one of mine too. Now, after going on it, this was my second time to go. This week we went to Winners Creek Trail in Girdwood. It's right behind the Alyeska Hotel, and there's some really good greenery as well as a really fun hand tram along the way. Take a look.
With the National Forest, they always have these sign-in sheets.
Oh, cool. Okay, so we got 4 of us.
Are you going to wipe your feet? It's to help control invasive weeds.
It does the bottom and the sides. Okay.
So what do you guys like about this trail?
This is like the best maintained trail. It's clearly been well designed. They put a lot of effort into it. They've got the wood siding to keep it all together. You've got the boardwalks for a large portion of it. And it's wide, so you can walk 2 or 3 across. So it's a nice hike, nice casual, easy hike.
So Sue, can you kind of tell me what you've been going through over the last couple of weeks? We've missed you.
Well, I was finding that I couldn't hike uphill anymore. I was really short of breath. So I went to see a cardiologist, and he said that my heart wasn't functioning properly. Low blood pressure, low heart rate. And he said right away, we're going to put a pacemaker. You need a pacemaker.
Yeah.
Put in. I actually thought that I wouldn't be able to hike again. All my favorite hikes are uphill, and I worked so hard to be able to do that. Now that I've had the pacemaker, I have hope that I can get in shape again by hiking, and then soon I'll be doing more. Like I will be better.
This is the hardest part of the hike right here.
The little elevation.
The old pacemaker is kicking in.
Yep. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love this bridge.
Certainly impressive.
This is nice.
Are you excited for the hand tram?
I'm excited about the hand tram.
Is Robin excited?
I'm pretending to be excited.
Oh, okay.
Safety first kind of thing. Be aware of pinch points. 400 pounds is the maximum load. I think we're okay. People waiting can help pull the cart. Stay away from the edge. I think we can do that.
I'm warning you, if I feel like screaming, it will come out. Whatever, okay.
Okay. Okay, this is pretty cool. We're almost there.
You're almost there.
So close.
Nicely done.
We made it. Oh my God, that was so much fun. Now the Lower Winter Creek Trail, it's an easy 3-mile hike with a pretty wide trail, and everyone that was on there who has done it before, they have some memories that connect with this trail.
Oh yeah, good memories, and it's really well maintained.
Very
you can
well
do
maintained.
it from the Girdwood side, right, and the Crow Creek side.
Correct. So you can choose your side, and then there's also the Upper Winter Creek Trail. I haven't done that one yet either. So it goes up on that. There's a fork in the road. So
okay, next up, North Face. I think that just opened up. So.
You know, we have a lot of trails in the works. Next week we're going to be going to Eagle River, though.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks, Cassie. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
In this week, Get Out, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us to a waterfall that's pretty close to town. Good morning, Cassie.
Morning. So this week, Alaska Outdoors took us to Thunderbird Falls, a 2-mile hike trail located on the Chugiak. Now, if you're new to hiking, this trail is a great one to start at. What do you like about this trail?
Easy trail, it's wide. I mean, if you have people that come and are not hikers, anyone who just wants a short walk and doesn't want it to be too technical, this is a great trail. 1 mile in, 1 mile out, and you get that waterfall at the end. So here's a beautiful view, but if you're afraid of heights, it's not a good one.
No, it's very far down there. Safety is key on these hikes.
Yeah, I mean, as we were walking, you can see many of these offshoot trails because people want to look over the cliff, but it's very dangerous. The ground can give way, and, you know, people have died by going to the edge and slipping and falling down. We saw how far it was.
Yeah. So stick to the trails.
Stay safe, enjoy yourself.
Yes. So Emma, you're from Texas. How are you liking this trail so far?
Pretty. It's kind of cold.
Kind of cold?
You guys ready for this great waterfall?
Wow, what do you guys think? You guys are from New Zealand. How cool is that?
Yeah, we're not really prepared for some big walks, so it's a nice easy trail.
Where are you all from?
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Well, welcome to Alaska.
Thank you.
I love meeting people on these trails that are from different areas.
Oh, yeah, I love tours, you know.
Yeah.
I've never found a grumpy person on a hike. Smell the fresh air, you realize the air you're breathing in town maybe not as fresh. You might have chores around the house to do, but you're out here enjoying yourself instead. So.
Oh, wow, there it is.
Yeah, it's running pretty strong.
I love the big trees like this.
Yeah. The cottonwoods are kind of a pain, but at the same time, once they get old enough, they become majestic.
Yeah, for sure. We made it to the bottom part where you can see the bottom of the waterfall, and it's pretty nice views.
It is, but as you see, you know, this is a little bit rocky and muddy and slippery, so some people climb up on those rocks, but I would say
I'll stick to right here.
It looks like there's a trail on the other side, but you're going to get wet to go see that one.
Dude, maybe on a warmer day, a little bit less water, but the views are amazing. So this trail was perfect for this week because it was raining so hard and you're covered by the trees, so it's a nice little walk through.
Yeah, it seems it's fairly easy, and it's nice to see all the tourists out there.
Yeah, left and right, we were seeing people from all over. In fact, my family's in town from Texas this week, and so they were excited to do a little mini hike. And
Did they go to the Thunderbird Falls?
Yeah, they came with us.
Oh,
so
good.
there are a few of the extras in the background there. But yeah, they were pretty impressed by the waterfalls, and they were like, wow, it's really cold here.
Now, time now is 6:42, and getting out and getting to know Alaska, whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out.
Yeah, this week's segment, let's see, Daybreak's Cassie Schirm going to take us to Eagle River, where she hits the trail to see the town from above. Sounds amazing, Cassie.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I joined 3 supermoms hiking this week while their kids were at school, and we made it to the first saddle of the trail to Mount Magnificent, where you can keep going or just stay at that mile-high summit for a while for some awesome views. Take a look. So how did you guys find this trail?
Probably word of mouth from other friends.
You know, it's easy to get to. It's like 5 minutes from our house.
Right.
Show me where we need to go. And
on there, this way.
So what do you guys like about this trail so much?
Well, I like this wooded part a lot. It's so pretty. You don't have a lot of trails, I think, where you're going up through woods like this.
No, it's usually a quick little section.
Yeah. Well, this is the steepest little section right here. And then it's a little bit more gradual for a little ways. If you go all the way to Mount Magnificent, there is a scramble towards the end of that, which is difficult.
Do you guys take your kids on these trails?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my kids are amazing hikers. They fly up mountains. They beat me every time.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you guys start them young or what?
I had Linnea up Rendezvous Peak when she was 4 weeks old.
Wow. Okay.
My daughter, since she was born, and she went up Baldy on her own, I think, when she was 3.
So having kids on a hike and a trail, what are some of your tips for people that you would give to like help them have their kids go along with them?
Bring a snack that you don't normally give them, so it's a treat, and let them know plenty of water. Yeah.
And then also point out things to them when they're young. They're particularly fascinated by the moose poop and the bear poop, but also showing them the different berries and giving them an idea of what to look for.
Check pockets when you're down. You'll always have special rocks, special sticks, special leaves. That's what's great about hiking, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be fast, and you can stop and turn around at any point. So yeah, anyone can do it. Yeah, or even if you only have a little bit of time, you can still get out.
Go up to where you can and just go back down. Yeah.
The hard part is when you get up somewhere and then you just think, well, just one more ridge. Next ridge.
Summit, it's only going to take me this much longer.
Just got to watch school pickup time. Got to know you can get back down.
You know, you have a busy lifestyle, you have kids. How do you still get out and get to explore some?
You just bring them. You just do it. You can't sit around and wait for it to be comfortable, because it's not going to be. It's probably going to be chaotic.
You just got to be intentional about it. Like, I knew, like, today is the day that I wanted to get out.
So from this trail, you guys can get a pretty good distance if you guys want to keep on traveling.
You could go to Mount Significant, which I think all told is 11 miles round trip.
Why do you think it's important for them to get out and get to explore some of the hikes around Alaska?
I think that I like to hike because when you're up here, you feel so small. And Alaska's so vast, and it just makes your problems and your stress feel small. It's easy to get up and just be, you know, standing up here and taking in the landscape.
So I learned some awesome tips from these moms on, you know, how to have kids on the trails and whatnot. But this trail is very steep. It's short, but steep, and those views, though, are to die for.
Wow.
Yeah, that did look magnificent out there, and great weather for it,
Yeah,
too.
and you can keep on going to all those different peaks, so it's, you know, however long you have to go out there. And if you guys do want to check it out, you can go to ktva.com, and on our website, we're going to have a whole list of the links for each peak and kind of what you need to know before you go.
Very cool. Yeah, good to know what you are getting into before you start, right?
Now, I would recommend, if you have poles, bring poles, and don't go when it's muddy. So that steepness, you're going to slide back down.
All right.
So.
Good recommendation.
Great job, Cassie. Very nice.
Whether you're new in town or maybe looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
Yeah, and this week's Get Out, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us to one of Eagle River's most popular hiking locations.
This week, I joined Robin Phillips with the Alaska Outdoors Hiking Group to make it to the top of Mount Baldy, sitting at a little over 3,000 feet high. Now, on this trail, what would you rate it?
I would say it's about the same difficulty as doing the front side of Flat Top, because it gets quite steep up here, and it can be muddy and slippery depending on the time of the year. However, unlike the front side of Flat Top, you don't have to really do any scrambling.
So you really enjoy going to the top, to the peaks?
I do, yes. Much prefer hikes where I get to the top of a peak. Hikes where they're more flat, I find to be less interesting.
I see what you mean for the steepness.
Well, I don't think we're at the steep part yet, but it is getting steeper.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good day for a hike, right?
It's a beautiful day for a hike.
So for this trail, what do you think people should know before they go?
Since it gets steeper up here and slippery, the good thing is that if you're not comfortable with that kind of thing, is to bring hiking poles and shoes with good traction. Earlier in the year, it can be very muddy.
So do you think a lot of people who live here in Anchorage really haven't tried a lot of these trails?
I think that they don't realize that it's there. I don't think they realize how easily accessible the trails are. You know, they can get to a trailhead in 20 minutes or 30 minutes and immediately be hiking out in the wilderness. And look, there's the top. It's not that much further.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, it looks like it's starting to get steeper here.
Yeah.
You can see already like that part going straight up.
Yeah.
It's not like when you go up the front side of Flat Top, it feels like if you fall, you're gonna be in some trouble. Here we go. Maybe this is it.
So the mud.
This is the mud. Though I think the best route is gonna be up the rocks.
Okay. That was much better than going up the mud.
Definitely, but we might not have a choice coming up here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is where something like hiking poles would be very useful for people. Oh, we got some snow up here as well. Seems like we're practically there.
Yeah.
All right, we are here.
The view's amazing.
So you can see it continues on. What I like when you get to the top is all of a sudden you get to see into the Chugach as well. But this is it, Mount Baldy.
To learn more about this hike, you can go to ktva.com and search our Get Out segment to learn where you can park, as well as some of the things you need to know before you go. Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
Well done, and I think Robin makes a great point. It's kind of why we're doing this Get Out series, again, for people who may be new in town, but for a lot of Alaskans who don't even realize that it's there. It's just 20 minutes down the road. You get this great hike, you get those beautiful views.
Yeah, and you don't really get online, if you look at trail descriptions, it's really hard to get a feeling of what it's like. Like, could I do that with my 4-year-old or not? And I like how this really lets you know.
Very important side note, Robin and I play soccer together.
Oh.
So I guess now I know how he stays in such great shape.
That's how he does it.
Yeah. We have a game Monday, buddy. The summer season starts. I'll see you then. All right. Good morning. Whether you are new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
In this week's Get Out segment, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us on another hike off the Turnagain Arm. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning. So this week we went out on a hike to Rainbow to Windy, and I went with a group called Alaska Outdoors. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite hikes so far off the Turnagain Arm because there's so many little treasures that you find along the way.
We just go up about 200 feet up.
Okay.
And that's it. After that, it's gonna be just almost like a ridge walk.
Okay, nice. Toshi, what do you like most about this part of the trail?
I like this part of the trail because of the view. You're gonna see the Turnagain Arm all the way.
Watch, it's a little slippery here.
Okay. Talking about bears.
Yes.
Have you seen any bears on here?
Yes, I've seen bears. I would say don't be too scared about bears. In most cases, they are not, trying to attack you. Always go with a group. We have never had a bear attacking the group of 3 or more people.
We're good to go.
We are good to go.
We really like our dog for bear alertness.
Yeah.
Sammy will act terrified, and Sheba will just stop.
Okay. How important is it to keep your dog hydrated if you have them on the trails?
They always carry extra water, and then, if possible, find a trail that has a stream.
Okay. And this trail has streams?
Yes.
You hear water the whole time you're here. It's soothing.
Oh, wow.
Don't you love this?
I love this view.
Yeah.
People will tell me, you don't know how lucky you are, because a place like this in a large populated state would have a lot of people using it, a lot more people. It would be crowded.
Seattle meetup group, you sign up and they actually count the number of feet on the hikes. So a dog counts for 4 feet. And so if a dog comes, then a person can't come, and so a lot of times they'll restrict dogs. And there's hardly a place to park, you have to reserve.
So we're pretty lucky here.
Yeah.
I heard a train.
We can get a
We
train
should definitely
shot.
wave.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
How cool!
There they are. Hi.
I think we got a wave.
We got the one wave.
Hi, we got one wave.
We got one.
Yeah,
Good.
we got a wave.
Anytime you see a side trail that's heading towards the inlet, you should take it.
Oh, wow. This is a pretty good view.
Well, I mean, you think about some people who live in the city their whole life and they just don't realize what's out there.
This is the most spectacular scenery. I don't get tired of it.
Now the distance from Rainbow to Windy is nearly 2 miles, and it's the shortest hike on the Tourniquet Arm, so it's a pretty easy one.
So a good day trip?
Yeah, very sure. You could do it after work, before work. I will say it gets really windy on the windy corner, so make sure you have that jacket.
Maybe a hat too.
Yeah, a hat. My hair was blowing in the wind out there, so.
Kind of reminds me of Pocahontas.
Well, and it should be nice weather, especially for next week, since we're going to have nice weather. It'd be a good trail to go on.
For sure. Awesome. Thanks, Cassie.
Good morning and welcome back. It is 9:26, 54 degrees, getting out and getting to know Alaska. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out.
Mushrooms, they're popping up everywhere. And do you ever wonder which ones are which? Well, in today's Get Out segment, Daybreak's Cassie Schirm talks to an expert.
Kristen, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So can you tell me a little bit about what we're doing here at the park?
Yeah, we're here at Goose Lake Park to look for some mushrooms. This is a place I commonly do my mushroom classes with folk skills, and I'm hoping to teach you a little bit more about mushrooms.
I'm excited, so let's go ahead and head on that way.
All right, grab my mushroom basket.
Can you tell me a little bit about what exactly fungi is?
Yeah, so fungi, that includes rusts, smuts, molds, yeasts, and your mushrooms. The kingdom fungi is a kingdom, just like animals and plants. There are about 100,000 species of mushrooms known to science, and about 1.5 million species that have not yet been named. However, about 5% of those species are deadly poisonous, and only about 5% are choice edible.
So it's important to know what you're picking,
it is,
especially when it comes to eating.
Yes, only eat things you're 100% sure what they are.
So having a book when you're going and searching for mushrooms, it's nice to have.
Definitely, yeah. And this is a really handy book for Alaska. It's just Alaska's Mushrooms by Gary Larson. And it has a whole lot of different mushrooms going from, guild fungi, pored fungi, all the way up into the weird ones. If you're curious about what you found, then this is a good guide to have. What we see mostly out here are filamentous fungi. So these are mushrooms that have a mycelium. You can kind of think of it like berries on a berry bush. The bush is the mycelium, and the berries are the mushrooms. So here's a bunch of puffballs. Can you say Lycoperdon perlatum?
Lycoperdon perlatum.
Wonderful. If you want to know the common name, it's pear-shaped puffball.
Oh.
It's, kind of shaped like an upside-down pear, I guess. But this is a really good one to know because it's fairly common in this area, and all puffballs are edible when they're white inside. So you can see that there is this sort of greenish yellow part and then this white sterile base. The greenish yellow part is the part that will turn into a spore mass. So this becomes powdery brown with spores. When it's young enough, this will be solid white like a marshmallow, and then it's very good to eat.
Okay.
But when they're really past their prime, they look like this one over here. Check this out.
That is so cool.
It's really fun to do that when you find them. Another thing when you're looking for mushrooms is not to always look down. Look up every now and then. Sometimes there are mushrooms that grow in the trees, not just polypores like the shelf fungi, but there's a certain polypore called chaga that looks kind of like a big black growth, and it's very good for tea.
I wouldn't even think for tea.
I know, yeah.
So here in Alaska, mushroom searching and identifying is pretty popular here.
In Alaska, we have such a rich biodiversity of fungi, so we're very lucky here to have a lot of interesting mushrooms.
Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
If you go on a mushroom hunt or of your own, we want to know. Send us your mushroom pictures using the hashtag #ShareIt on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I've got a funky mushroom in my backyard. I'm going to go home now that I have a phone that's working, take a photo of it and put it on my Facebook page, and I'll use those hashtags as well.
Share it 11.
I will share it, yes.
Share it 11. And for all you mushroom enthusiasts out there, the 11th annual Girdwood Fungus Fair is next weekend. You can also do the Share it 11 on our website, and we'll have our mushroom expert weigh in and let you know what that mushroom is.
And trust us, Fungus Fair is a lot more fun than it sounds like.
I think it's pretty cool.
Right?
I mean, there's a lot of
Check
different
it out.
species. You can definitely learn something. Well, the family that sings together, 29, welcome back to Daybreak. Whether you're new in town or looking for someplace new to explore, we want you to get out and get to know Alaska.
This week's Get Out, KTVA 11's Cassie Schirm takes us to a secret hiking trail that many people may not know about.
This week, we joined the Alaska Outdoors hiking group here in Kincaid Park for a hike on Jodeford Trail all the way to the bluff for some amazing views of the inlet.
Today we are going to the one more trail, which is called the Bluff Trail. It's not on the map.
Oh, it opens up to this clearing.
The sand dunes of Anchorage.
Getting out on these hikes routinely is great in the summer and in the winter for work-life balance. You got to take advantage of them when they happen in Alaska.
So what do you like about this trail so much?
Well, I love it because it's got great views of the inlet and it's real close to our town. This one, being that it's not on the map and it's quite narrow, you don't see a lot of bicyclists on it.
So, Toshi, since this trail isn't on the map, is there a lot of people that know about this?
You know, I'm not sure, but I would like to keep it secret. But, you know.
This is my favorite time of year because it's still before the solstice. So in my mind, I know that the days are only getting longer. As soon as the solstice hits, I know the days are getting shorter. It's like they say on Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Don't talk about it.
Christina is always talking about taboo subject. We don't talk about winters. This is the cow parsnip.
Okay.
And then some people have allergic reactions.
Oh.
Don't touch it.
Okay. Like poison ivy.
And not everybody has it.
Not everybody has it. That's why on a nice day like today, I still have long sleeves and long pants on. Okay. You gotta check out the bench.
I always love the bench spots because it's a nice little way to refresh.
Such a beautiful, clear day.
It is.
You can't always see mountains on the other side of the inlet.
We're gonna take a ski trail back.
I've hiked out here all winter long, and this feels like the reward.
Yeah. Your heart's pumping while you're hiking, but then you get views like this, and it's like,
Yeah. What was that I was worried about? That's why I like long hikes. After a half hour, I was worried about my job or, you know, some situation with somebody or anything. It's just gone. It's completely gone.
And I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
Probably, I don't know.
This is it. This is your surprise. This is the sand hill.
Oh my gosh. Toshi.
You can do it.
Okay. Come on, we can do it. Look at this.
okay, this is a pretty cool view.
I always surprise myself at what I can do.
Toshi likes to push people.
He does. Just a little bit. To push people just a little bit beyond the narrow view of what they think they can do.
If you'd like to learn more about this trailhead, you can go to ktva.com for more information. Cassie Schirm, KTVA 11 News.
That final climb definitely worth the view. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, I just want to go with those pups.
Those are cute pups.